Hello, hello. Hi, I'm Donna Dewberry on the YouTube Donna Dewberry channel. I wanted to share with you that I'm trying to hit some numbers to grow our site so that I can help more people be able to come to conventions and be able to do workshops and be able to try one stroke painting. I have lives, I have YouTube free lessons and tutorials always on my YouTube channel. So look for Donna Dewberry under the YouTube channel. It's the Donna Dewberry channel. Am I confusing you? I also want you to do something is to please subscribe and ring the bell because it'll tell you when I'm coming on live. And I also, if you go look about Donna, it will tell you and share with you my Patreon channel and how you can get to the Instagram and other things that we've got. But one of the coolest things is if you go to onestroke.com, there's our site. I've got it backwards. Let me flip this around. The onestroke.com. What happens there is that it tells you everywhere that I'm going to be across the country. See that live where I'm going to be across the country, onestroke.com. And also, this is a special right now to the 15th of June. If you put 92505 when you check out before you pay, all right, because we can't fix it if you do it wrong. So this is how I've got to do it on here. I also have a lot of lives on Facebook, but that my daughter usually does. So anyway, you take $10 off each $50 order. So I want you to check that out. And on there, if you say where am I going to be and about the convention is amazing. And if you are a newbie and you want to learn some strokes with us and learn how to make it into a business, we have all kinds of instructors that would love to help you. And we all get together, and it's in July. So go check it out. It's one of the last weeks of July. You can still put a deposit down and come do this convention with us this year. It is a country charm this year. We've got some really fun little projects and anywhere from ornaments to canvas painting. I want you to know that what I do on this YouTube channel, by having you guys join our membership or watch these lives and go purchase on the onestroke.com site, helps me be able to put more knowledge on here, more lessons on here for free, and give many people, and especially during the summer, think about your kids. Literally, they can go on every day and watch lessons. They can do the free lessons, or you can pay $10 a month, $9.95, and they can do a lesson with me. At least, let's see, that every Wednesday there's a new lesson, every Friday there's a new lesson, and once a week for the $9.95, you're going to get another lesson that's at least an hour long, and they can be doing art all week long. So I just wanted to share that with you. I'm going to be painting today, but I've got a lot of friends that just came on. Hello, hello. I love to see newbies also. So if you're a newbie and you have questions and you want to know more about what's going on, I'm going to do a step-by-step stroke study lesson today. I'm going to do a choppy rose. I'm going to show some leaves. I really want to show those people who say, I have a muddy mess. Please help me be able to load my brush properly. So by supporting me on the YouTube channel, by supporting us on Patreon, these are the ways, those two ways are how I can spend more time here creating and teaching. And so we really need your help. I'm trying to grow our channel. We want to get One Stroke Advantage. You get 20% off every month that you're a member. And we have hundreds and hundreds of lessons. And so there's lots of free lessons and smaller lessons and tutorials. But when you do One Stroke Advantage, these things that you can learn here, you could go back for years and just sit and binge on lessons that are in the past too. So each month that you're a member, you can go do that. So we're trying to grow our site. We're staying at like 90, right at 390. And we would love to hit 400. So please help us get to the 400 for June. And I really worked hard to give you some great June projects. And from a wonderful, fun, simple stroke owl to there's a seascape with birds, with seagulls. That's not hard either. Then I did a chair with a basket and florals in it. So go check it out on my, if you go to About Donna, you'll see my YouTube, excuse me, my Facebook site. So it's the Donna Dewberry's official one stroke group. And in that group, I would love for you to come join us. You only have to answer like 2 questions. If you answer, you have to answer those questions for us to make you a member, because we got to make sure you're a real person. All right. So please go check that out, and please help us grow. That's our goal, is for June to grow. And I want to do a special bonus in June for you guys that can help us grow it. All right. So this was one of the bigger lessons. It's a $29.95 hydrangea. So you can, all you do is hit join on my channel. You can hit subscribe for free, ring the bell for free. But then there's another option. If you click join, it will just pop up and tell you what you get for the different amounts of money. Okay. So there's 3 options. One is you can get the one lesson for the Monday nights usually, and it's usually about an hour. You can get the pattern, and those are $9.95 for 4, plus the 20% off of all your orders, no matter how big the orders are. So that's the magic. Then you can go on to get all patterns and step out worksheets for every one of the lessons, because that takes me a long time, because you can print them out and make a whole notebook of these step outs. That's instead of $9.95, you can click for a $19.95. But a lot of people go to the hydrangea level. So it's rose, tulips, and hydrangeas. We're not just painting hydrangeas, but that's like a bigger, fancier project, or that was a couple hours long and more detailed. And I just wanted to share what we just did. All right. So in May, look at this. Right. This is what we just did the other day. And it's a 2-hour lesson. And there's a pattern. By doing the $29.95, you get everything. You get the 4 lessons. You get this as a 5th lesson. You get the 20% off, and you get all patterns and all worksheets, all step outs for each one of the lessons of all 5 lessons. That's what you get for $29.95. Now, if you were with me for years, many people paid $35 for $35 for one lesson. And so $29.95 gives you all that. So give us a chance, even give us just 1 month, and see what you think. All right. I would love to have you join us. Today I'm going to paint and do some step outs, but I want you to see I use this new product that I don't sell, but see up there, we're going to see if we can get some. It was a heavy gel, and I put some of it over in different spots on this. See? Anyway, that's a fun project I want you to see. And then on Patreon, I'm not going to go there. That's just something else. But this is for all you guys who just came on. I'm going to start painting. This is the code for till June 15th on onestroke.com. For every $50 that you, every $50 order that you place, you get $10 off. So, and be looking, go look at my kits, because if you're brand new and you want to try a kit, the kits have brushes, usually reusable teaching guides. It has step-by-step, and it's got also full lessons of everything that's in a kit. So go check those out. Okay. I joined 3 years ago. My improvement, Donna's taught me the sale of my artwork pays for the classes plus supplies and supplemental income. Join. It was the smartest thing I ever did. I love that. Thank you guys. Thank you, Holly. That was really nice. So Citra and Lynn and Joy and Debbie. Thank you all you guys for coming on. I appreciate it. So I'm the painting mama. I have 7 children and 34 grands of all kinds. And I love painting. I was babysitting at my studio, my little grandbaby for my great grandbaby for my granddaughter today. So I got lots of sugar. And then I thought, I'm going to come and just paint with you guys. I got inspired. George, if any of you have watched our Facebook groups, George just practiced strokes on Monday. And George came in fresh and did a certification with me. And in January, the first week of January, and he never left. And so he is our expert on resin, Mod Podge resin, and he is so excited about. I teach him what he should practice. I was teaching him how to practice some stuff today, and then he goes and teaches you guys what he's learning and his struggles and his improvement and what's been positive for him. I've got a little bow that keeps untying on my shirt, so it's going to get in the paint. So I'm going to go down and start teaching you guys. I think you're going to like what I'm sharing today. Okay, so I'm upside down. I'm the camera, the light guy, and everything here. So you got to bear with me a few minutes. Or anybody who's new out there to see me and work with me, you might not know that. Okay, so I'm also have to flip myself so I'm not backwards. And then I'm ready to teach. Okay, so I want to work on this choppy rose here. And hi, Lee. I just think that some of you guys feel like it's a struggle. And I also, if you go to my Wisteria.com site, you will see all kinds of stencils that I've created, and I like them more for backgrounds or patterns. I have bottles and vases as one, so all of your shapes are perfect. I have the books that you in a couple of sizes, the stacking books that people are using a lot these days. I have all kinds of things that will help you, like butterflies and dragonflies and birds and your elements to make your painting more successful. All right, so I'm going to use a plate, but my double loader, if you would go to my practice strokes, I teach you how to use this double loader. But until you can get a double loader, which will hold your paints, keep them, I don't have my lid here, keep them from drying out. I have a lid, oh, here. This is the best tool created, honestly. And still working on perfecting the choppy rose. But I'm going to work on that. So you put your floating medium, you put the 2 colors you want to work in, and you work with this, and then you run out and have to go do something. You dampen the sponge, you lay it in here, you pop this on, and it'll stay moist and ready for the next time you paint. Okay, so I'm going to put that to the side, and we're going to paint. I'm going to use let's use a 3/4. 3/4, let me tell you why I want a 3/4 is because it's going to help you be able to see what you're doing and what you need to do. The handles are usually green, but there's different handles. It's the different, whether it's the signature set or my everyday set. And right here, it's going to tell you the number on the brush, okay? So I'm going to use a 3/4 inch flat. You can tell this is well used. All right, I've got floating mediums that are water. All right, this is Dewberry. We're using all multi-surface paint, okay? And multi-surface to me is the go-to because it's got everything in it. It's got a sealer. And like if you look at this, I was asked today by George, what in the heck? How did you get this sheen on here? This is just multi-surface paint. See that? Now this extra glaze is something else. See that? But everything else on here is just how our paint dries. Vivid, beautiful colors. So I just want you to see that. And so we have all kinds of sets that you can pick up, from 12 sets to my 30 most used colors. All of that's on the website, okay? All right, so let's go. We're going to pick up Juneberry and Wicker White. So I'm going to go right between the two. All right. Now, what I want you to see is you might have a color over here. I could dip that color with my corner and come and side stroke the white. Okay, then I'm going to dip into medium, and I'm going to go right here and work it in. Okay, so I don't want this more than 2 inches going back and forth. All right, and you want to work it, work it, work it until you have a nice blend. One stroke is a blend that you blend and blend, shade, and highlight in each stroke. Okay, so let's work on this. Okay, I decide like how big I want this flower to be. Okay, and I do it about the size of the inside of your palm. All right, so I'm going to come right here, and I'm going to take and make just a little bit of a wave. All right, look, I come back and pick up paint, and you can tell when you have enough. I don't need Juneberry, I just need more white. Okay, so we're going to come around here. Okay, now this is half sprung. All right, so I'm going to pick up some medium. I'm coming right here, and I don't want to be up on the chisel. That's what a lot of you do, up on the chisel. And I don't want you smashed like this, because then you make a muddy mess. I want you to come right here and watch this. I want this not up here, not smashed. I want it half sprung, and it springs up. I made my brushes different than anybody else's 3/4 because of the density of the bristles, and makes it where it springs right back up for me. Okay, and I have all kinds of new brushes. You need to check them out. And my green standard brushes, if you're a newbie, would be the perfect brush for you to start with. Okay, so I'm going to come all the way around. Okay, and I'm going to lightly scrub and stand up. All right, so all your eyes are looking at, guys. I have painted your rose so many years. I never get tired of making cards. Thank you, Gina. All right, so hugs to the family. Thank you, Amani. It's been a very rough month. All right, so if you look around here, your eyes are focusing on the outside edge. So if you haven't been with me, if you haven't seen me teach before, and you're out there wondering about trying this or having your kids get on and paint with me during the week, this is exactly how I teach. I'm going to pick up the medium. I'm going to flatten it over here and pick up. See, I side stroke the puddle of paint. And so I squeeze out the paint. I tap it to spread it so I have more room around to grab paint. All right. So now let's look at the center. I'm going to take and do 2 lines right here. And I want to make a cup. So the cup right here is going from there to there. See, from here to there. All right. Now I'm going to get some more white, like almost every stroke. I'm going to slide down here and make little strokes to there. All right, so that's the inside of the center of the rose. This is different than my traditional rose that you see on my YouTube channel. When you open up the channel, it shows you the cabbage rose. This is just a little bit different. It's kind of fun. That's why I wanted to show you, because some people keep saying, tell me this part. This is how I'm keeping it not muddy. And this is how I'm going to lay the brush down. I'm going to come right here on that same line, and I'm going to make a little bit and slide in. I'm going to come along here. I'm going to come right there and make a little bit and slide in. All right, because I want to fill this area in here, but I needed to keep the white out. You see that? Lots of people will make it too tight in the middle, and so the center doesn't look like it's part of the rose. Does that make sense? All right. Okay, so I'm going to come right here and pick up more paint. Now, what I'm doing is I'm really just going for the white. Do you see that? I'm coming right over here and get just a teeny bit of white. Now, let me show you what a lot of people do and make a mistake. When they come here, they go way into there, and they have that big goop on there. All right, now I want a lot of paint, but I want it a little at a time. So I can dip over here every once in a while, and then I can go right here. And this is what I need to teach you is that you come over here, you push down, and that little teeny edge picks up white. And so when you pick that up, you got to flatten and you're ready to go. All right, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to come right here and chisel out and chisel out. You see that? So we're encasing that cup. Fresh white. Then I'm going to go chop, chop, flatten, chop, and slide into there. Okay, so pick up some more white. See how I'm working it in? I'm going to chisel down here. See that? And I can come across here again. And you touch. So when I chisel that, I touch that piece that I leaned over. So see, I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to grab this and do some choppy strokes here and go to right there. See how beautiful that makes that? Tell me if you're liking it. And let me know. You guys let me know if you're already a member. And let's see if let me know if you haven't joined yet. I would love to see how many that can be looking for your name and see if y'all go join. Can you see this? This is another layer out here. All right. Thank you, teacher. All right. So I'm going to come here and I can make another level. Now, what color are your eyes supposed to be looking at? You should be looking at your white edge. All right. Now, my goal is to help you make money and save money. How would you save money? One thing I want to share with you is that it's really nice to make handmade gifts. It's really nice to make a beautiful card and send it to somebody that you've hand painted. And I know you can get dollar cards, but if you want a quality, nice card for somebody special, you can hand paint a card in so a few minutes and make it pretty darn amazing. Okay, now on this, I put just a little bit of, this is more magenta. This is Juneberry. You know, on black it looked different. Then I can put a little bit in there, but see all these little petals? Look how nice those petals end up looking on there. All right, are y'all happy? Okay. All right, so let's do a bud because maybe your first time you would be more happy. You might like to just do a bud. And I want to show you just doing a bud can make you be able to paint really nice. I have to try it. I think I get it now. Well, I'm hoping. I'm an artist and love your new techniques to paint flower roses. Thank you, Vanessa. All right, so look. Then I'm going to come here. Well, no, I'm not. I'm going to come here and make some strokes here. All right, so let me tell you, I should have pulled it out. I have the greatest stroke study. So if you go stroke study to my website, and it's a stroke study lesson, video lesson, downloadable, and you look for roses. I teach you all the different roses you see online, and I teach them to you my way. All right. So the amazing thing is it's not my traditional cabbage rose, which that's in there also, but it's so much more. I do all kinds of choppy roses, all kinds of colors, and it's 3 hours of lesson for $35. But if you get something else to hit $50, you're going to get $10 off that. So please go check my stroke studies. And this is how I work with you on those. We're going to come down, chop, chop, and see how I put the center in here. And this can be a little kind of a vintage rose. And I started doing these when I was doing roses on fabric because you can't always push down your brush and do an entire ruffled petal. Sometimes you have to go chop, chop, chop across there. All right, so see how simple, just that little one. So I did a little skirt on the back. I did the up and over, and then I did these little choppy bottom strokes. All right, hit the like. All right, thank you guys. See the thumb up there? I guess you have to click out of the chat, then click your thumbs up, and then go back into the chat. I don't know how to do that because I've never had to do that. So I want you to see that I'm going to come up there and do more of that. So this lesson to me is important because this is, like I said, one of the most asked thing for me is right now is this choppy and how to side load. Okay. So these are two really good points. All right. Now this is my normal rose bud. I go up and over. And we also have skill builders, and those are lessons that you can grow at 1 through 8. And they even teach you some business points to help you teach classes. I really work with you any way you want to make this your business. All right. But so many of you, I have to tell you, this is like therapy, and it's less expensive and more fun than drugs. If you need drugs for depression, I get it. But I have to tell you, I said I put a lot in my Heavenly Father's hands. I love to see him and hear him in my life. But one thing I can tell you, that when my daughter passed away, or when I've had hard financial times or different things with my 7 children, I know that my Heavenly Father's there, and I know that I can get total peace through sitting down and creating. So I want you to think of some things that would be really special for you in your life that would make you feel a lot better if you had peace. And when I'm painting and creating, like right now, and I'm doing this, I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about your grandchildren or your children, that young teenagers that need something. And during the summer, during these hard times, instead of being fixated on TikTok or whatever's online, there's so much good there. In my church, we've been going on so much. Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and our missionaries are going on so much on social media, Instagram, and other ways of sharing how important our Heavenly Father is to us. And one of the things is you can be so lost online, or you can find beauty in it. And I'd like to feel like our painting is some beauty that really can help us. Now, this is ink spot, all right? And you could use Prussian blue. A lot of you have Prussian blue because you've used it with me. These are the last little strokes that are kind of more difficult, is the ones that go around the bud. And the thing is, that's why these are less difficult, all right, for making art. I am so grateful to him. God has given me the passion. I know. So knowing, I'm going to dip both colors, knowing that I can create and have fun with my grandchildren. I have so many grandchildren that are artists. And too bad I can't get some of those daughters. Amanda does teach children when she has time, but we have her so busy, and her grandbaby has her so busy. She never thought she'd be a grandbaby, have a grandchild at this age. But guess what? It has changed her and everybody else's lives. We're enjoying this baby. Okay. So that's the different rows. All right. But just think, this was so much easier than that. And I think that's fun. All right. So let's do that one more time. Let's come right here. And we do this back pedal. Just turn it around, guys. If you're lefty, you go in the reverse way, okay? And you're going to come here and see all I'm doing each time. You've got to look at all I'm doing each time is I come over here and I go flat against the white. I don't think that y'all have seen me really dip into the blue or this is ink spot or Juneberry at all, because all I'm doing is side stroking because there's enough blue in there. All right, so now watch this. Chop, chop, chop. And all I'm looking is at the white edge, right? So you'll see that. All right, so let's come in here. Let's come around and chop, 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 and then some more. So I'm asking you to come join us for the month of June. I really went out of my way to make sure June's going to be great so that you will see what fun you can have being a member of One Stroke Advantage. And you're going to save money every month because you get 20% off anything you need on the website. Okay. And there's a code. So some people don't know how to do that. The code's right on the One Stroke Advantage. When you sign in and you're a member, it automatically pops up and you just scroll down and see until it's big. It covers the whole screen, which says June's code. And so when's June? June's Saturday. So come on, join me. All right. I would love, love, love for you to give me a chance to show you how much I've got in there for you guys in June. I'm doing extra, and bonuses and shorts and all kinds of things that will improve your skill, creative ideas, and just wait. You guys learn some of these strokes, and then by the time it's fall and Christmas, you will be painting a storm, having so many people who would love to purchase or get gifts from you. I love our One Stroke Advantage and have been a member since the beginning. Thank you, Joy. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hopefully, this is what I want people to think. I'm going to work on my leaves now. I want you to think, I'm not even cleaning the brush. See, I'm going right into the next color. I want you to think this is where some people say, I'm just not going to be able to keep being a member. Not because it's so much money, because that's $2.50 a lesson plus 20% off of what you purchase. So the thing is that they feel like they're wasting money because they don't have time sometimes to do every lesson. But this is what I'm telling you. And so please think of it this way. Even if you only do one lesson for the month, that's $10 for one lesson compared to $35 that it usually is. So the only reason I can do that is because so many people are signing up that it makes it possible. But right now I have a campaign to just get 20 more members in June. Just help me get those 20 members so that I can say to Mr. Dewberry, listen, it's not my free lessons. He says, that's like you're giving your lessons for free. He sees it, but I just have to tell you, and he's funny too. So if you want to see us be really funny, come on Patreon because we have a podcast and we go live on that. And we kind of tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly of painting business. But we also share with you God's blessings that have touched us all through painting. Okay. So I just want you to see what just happened there. Smartest thing I ever did was it to join. Thank you, Lee. Now, Lee, has it motivated you through your business? Has coming on One Stroke Advantage helped spark creativity in your minds of when you get stuck and you just need a new idea? That's what I'm hoping people see. Thank you for making One Stroke Advantage affordable. Well, I'm trying, and I'm trying to keep the price. And the way that I can keep the price at this good price is because so many sign up. And so we need to grow, and I need your help. So please tell your friends if you're already painting with me and share with them what you get to do each week with me. All right. So if you don't mind, please. He said, so we can all share our God's talents and then come on my One Stroke Advantage. No, not my One Stroke Advantage, my Donna Dewberry official Facebook group and share what you paid. And you know what? You will never see a more amazing group of artists on my Facebook that It sure has. Thank you, Leanne. That share with you, answer your questions before I can even get to answer so many of them. Beautiful people and teachers and people that are on my site, on my Facebook site, will go on there and inspire you, encourage you. And when you say, what is this kind of paper you're using, or why do I need the medium? You get like 20 answers. I want to paint on glass. What kind of glass was Donna? What kind of paint was Donna using? And do I have to bake it? I mean, it says that on my channels, but let me tell you, having them all give you creative ideas is wonderful. Lee says doing a Christmas window as we speak. Woohoo! I need to start showing the holiday things coming up here. But right now, I want you to see what I'm doing. You see all those different colors? So I started out with the blue, the ink spot, and white. Then I came over here and I got some citrus. And then I dipped white and worked in the citrus. And then I kind of in the middle went, I'm going to pick up some Juneberry. Look at that. All right. So, and to end all that, see how fun that can be? I'm going to tip in a little bit of medium, 1, 2, and I'm ready to paint. So this is what I want to show you. I usually do a Y. Okay. And that shows you where you start and the tip of the leaf. So watch this. 1, 2, 3. That's blending those colors more. And there's a magnet right here in the middle. So I go 1, 2, 3. Now watch, I'm keeping this edge of the brush in the middle like a magnet. So I go out, back, steakhouse. And then I slide to the point. And my brushes are made so they spring right back up for you. Usually the classes on Monday are about 5 o'clock. When I have a problem getting back to do the lesson, I've made them at 6 before Eastern Standard Time. Okay. And if you miss, the beauty of it is if you miss, you can go and rewatch it at any time. All right. And the best part of rewatching is that you can pause me, get called up, and then start again. You can watch what I've done and then go try it and come back and go, something's not right. And when you come back, you go, oh, I didn't see her do that part. You don't even see everything that happens until after you've tried it yourself. And then you go back and then you can see what you're missing. So think about that. And that's the beauty of it. You can go watch it over and over and over. And I think a really good thing about our One Stroke Advantage compared to our normal Zoom classes or whatever that you're paying $35 for. What I want you to understand is all YouTube lessons stay on and you don't have to download them. You can go at any time. Anytime you can come back and go back on for a month and go pick up lessons that you missed and you want to have there so you can paint with me. So think about the ways that you can be part. Of course, I don't want you to leave membership. You can go on and off, but you can. You know, I just want you to know that this is to help you become an artist. And if you haven't painted, how many of you out there have said, I would love to be an artist or I would love to paint, but I know I have that desire, but I don't have that ability. I can paint. I can teach you whether you know how to draw. You don't have to draw to be able to paint. I can teach you how, if you don't know where the highlights are or not where they are, you don't have to know all that when you're painting. I'm just showing you how to load the brush, put one stroke on top of another. And like when you do my certifications, I have people, I have elites and certifying elites that can come teach you, or you can do in person or online. And the beauty of it is that you can sit down if you've never painted before, learn each one of those strokes with us. And the key is I teach you how to build it from the outside in. I teach you how to make a leaf. And like, let me show you this. There's a leaf that everybody says, do it again. Mark always says, my husband always says, roll a leaf, show him a rolled leaf in a demonstration because he thinks that wows everybody. but let me show you. I'm going to come, oops, let's put it down here. I'm going to come right here and do another Y. Okay, see my Y? All right, I'm going to come right here and I'm going to try to miss my rows. And I'm going to stand up, stand up. Okay, that's one side. All right, so I'm going to come down a little closer. I have a binder with all the step outs and patterns and paint them paint them I can, and I'm slow at it, but work a lot too. So it helps when you have it all there and you can stop me as you go. So let me show you. I'm going to come right around here. Oh, I thought I got white. That's medium. Sorry. Okay, so look, 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to start here and I'm going to roll this brush around and stand up. All right, so I can come around here and clean it up just a little bit. All right, so then I'm going to come right in here and go out to there. All right, so I'm going to do another one. All right, let's just do one over here. So here's this side. That looks like a caladium to me. You could make one. All right, so I'm going to come right here. Now watch what happens. I'm going to start here part way, then I'm going to roll the brush, and it always looks better when you move quicker here. All right, it's easier to do this with a little bit smaller brush. All right, but I can come right along here. Okay. Now, there's other leaves too. See how I'm doing all those pretty colors in there? All right. So, love your leaves. Thank you. So, I'm going to go down to a 16. Now, this 16, the value pack of brushes, guys, have my, oh my gosh, this is ripped open. It has my 10 most used brushes, okay? So I use a lot of flat brushes. So we have a lot of flat brushes. We have 2 Scuffies, 2 liners, and all these flat brushes. So this is like the best way for you to get started is to get this. So I just want you to know you can pick up a lesson and a set of brushes and then take $10 off. And to get 10 good quality brushes for $20 or less is what? $2 a brush. So I want you to understand you cannot use a craft brush and get these strokes. These are the brushes I created, and they blend, shade, and highlight by the spring of the brush, the quality of the brush, and it's going to make a difference in your painting. So I just want you to remember again, this is a special till June 15. Or if you're a member of One Stroke Advantage, if you join up on One Stroke Advantage, you always get 20% off every single thing you order. If you order a $10 item, usually you'll pay more shipping. What's One Stroke Advantage? All right, so you go to YouTube and to go to the Donna Dewberry channel on YouTube, and you have all these lessons on Wednesdays, and on Fridays you have practice strokes, but you have lessons on Wednesday. All those are free and they stay free. But if you join One Stroke Advantage for like $9.95, you get 4 lessons a month that are more detailed lessons, where like this would be maybe something you do for that's a lesson that's on there. Then you get 20% off anything you purchase while you're a member. But if you, and there's different, you just click join on my site, on my YouTube channel, click join, and it'll tell you the different options that you can pay for. This is one that I just did. This is the top option. And so you just read all the stuff that you get. One Stroke Advantage. The advantage is that you get all these lessons and you get all kinds of things that make it possible for you to learn from the beginning to the end of One Stroke with me. And I share with you different projects. This is just a live I'm doing, and I wanted to share with you guys. Go check Wisteria.com for any of the activities and things that we have going on, our convention in Orlando and more. All right. So then what I want you to see is that this is a live that I do. And this is an advantage by being a member of my channel. is that I'm going to let you know when I'm going to be on. I'm not going to let you know. It rings a bell and tells you by subscribing when I'm on. Okay. So if you want to learn how to paint, never thought you could paint, or you paint and your painting takes longer than what I'm showing you to learn, the beauty of one stroke painting is we blend shade and highlight in each stroke. And I've created all these brushes that make it possible for you to blend shade and highlight in each stroke. And I'm using really good quality paint. So on my site, I have paint kits. I have all kinds of product. Like this is what the label looks like. This is multi-surface paint. And this has a sealer in it, so you can use it on glass, metal, ceramic, canvas, paper, and look, outdoor, indoor, because it's already got a sealer. You don't have to seal your painting. It's got shiny lusters and a really pretty satin finishes. It's plaid products, and I'm a designer for plaid. I have created entire programs. Y'all be looking too, because we just sold for the first time in many years, Joann's. And I started at Walmart years ago. And we used to be at all the stores, and Joann's has just picked up some of my kits, but it takes till August for it to all get in the stores. But I'll be letting you know when that happens. And so it's kind of fun. Those kits are beginner kits, so everybody can get a brush, some paints, a teaching guide, and start painting. All right, so I want you to see that let's show you. You can wiggle, go to a point, reverse direction, put pressure, and stand up and roll. All right, so I was not close enough. Let me do it. I love the green handle brushes. Well, you know what? This is your best deal. And I am trying to sell you more brushes, but let me tell you why. When you have more brushes, so that you keep one brush loaded with the flower color, and then you got to whip over to the leaves, and you have another set with the same brush that you can have loaded with your leaves. You can lay them down like I'm laying them down here, and you can pick up the flower. And when I did the shopping channel, people used to think on QVC and HSN, they would go, oh my gosh, she's magic. It was pink and now it's green. It's because I had two brushes. Okay. So let me show you. Look at all the colors, even on black, that this multi-surface paint covers right on black and gives you this beautiful look. All right. So there's all kinds of colors. There's neon colors. There's I don't know, a couple of hundred paint colors, but I sell kits that give you just the paints that I use the most. I want you to look at these vivid colors. People can't believe that this is just acrylic paint. My practice has improved so much with your brushes. Thank you. It makes a big difference. I do have my signature brushes, but I'm telling you, if you have the money to spend, I almost would tell you to get 2 sets of these so that you save paint money. So, oops, what did I get? I got water on there. All right, so here's my signature brushes. They just have better ferrules, better handles, and you feel like magic when you're using these. 13 most brushes. So on this one, I have mostly flats like I use a lot, 2 Scruffy brushes that I created, 2 of these, and 2 liners, a short and a long liner. With these 13 brush sets, I not only have the lavender ones, but I also have specialty brushes, and they have my flowers on it. So I have a feather rake brush, I have a fan brush, and these are my 3 Scruffies that I personally created. They are all natural hairs. Everything else is synthetic nylon, which you need for what we're doing. There's a round, there's an angle, a filbert, and the rake and the fan, which those are specialties. So these are the 13 most used. And so it's so funny when everybody comes to my convention in Orlando in July, they get this set of brushes and they said, I haven't opened them all year. Save them for now. Well, I was like, pull those suckers out and let's use them. Okay. So here's like a quick lesson. I teach you how to get the watercolor background. I teach you how to use some neons in your painting. This sunflower is one of a traditional painting that we blend shade and highlight in one stroke and make it happen. And so this is like a Monday night class compared to, uh, and this is like a Monday night class. But I tell you, I teach you these things about how I blend and stencils in the background. Look at this background. So you put some background in there, and then you put some flowers on top. And I keep pulling this out, but this is a shirt that I did on black, and I just stenciled with metallic paints onto the shirt, t-shirt, and then I just put a flower in it, or whatever flower. It can be a sunflower or whatever. So these are the things that you will see on my channel. So if you go look at the hello, the YouTube Donna Dewberry channel, and that's where you're going to see everything. So let's look at the Scruffy brush. All right. I'm going to come and use my bigger Scruffy brush. You got to fluff your Scruffy. Looks like a makeup brush almost, right? And you use this one dry. All this other brushes, I wet, I lay on the paper towel, and then I come in here and I pick up. So we don't use water except to clean our brush. We use floating medium because we want it to blend shade and highlight and not get muddy. So I just want you to see that I'm going to come in here with, we have this is a 12, but we have 10s and 8s and 6s. And by the time you do some of these little leaves on here, it changes the whole look. All right. So I do want to show you how to use a Scruffy brush. I use that in the center of all my sunflowers for wisteria, for different types of flowers. Okay. So we're going to come all in here, and I will use a 6 in here lots of times to give you a little bit smaller look. So look how this, a smaller leaf. I want you to see how that just, even though I'm adding more paint, it is giving me a lighter touch. All right. So I can come right on top of these leaves. It looks lighter and lighter even though we're adding more. You see that? I'm going to come right in here, fill in these spots. All right, I've used medium here to make it look a little bit transparent. So medium and Juneberry. So see how I roll the leaves? Now I teach you step by step. You practice. Then you so if you're watching a relax and paint class, that's one of my every Wednesday, I add a new lesson. So you have way over 300 lessons that you can come on at any time for free and watch. And then you have all these lessons I've done for over 3 years, once a week. And you have all those. So when you pay, see, I don't like just splotting them out. See how much better it looks when you do 3 or more. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. So see how that gives you a whole different look. All right, so 1, 2. I can put a third one over here. See, that just gives you a really nice look. All right, so I hope I taught you something. We have to finish watching later. Gotta go. Love this. All right, so listen, have a good painting, Lee. All right, so I'm going to come in here and let's get some white on one end, and then I'm going to get some blue, and this is Ink Spot and Juneberry. I could get purple, but guess what? I'm going to come right in here. Where am I going to go? Let's come right here. I'm going to put the white up, and I'm going to go around in a circle kind of, and I'm going to add some wisteria in here. So I'm going to I'm just going to cover that leaf and put a little bit in here. So I'm getting the 3 colors. You don't put water in this brush until you're cleaning it. But I'm going to come right in here. Now I have a triangle. I want you to see that triangle. Okay. And then I can put a little bit over here. See that? A little bit in here. Now, so what happens when you do wisteria is that I like to then come in here and get some citrus and green. And I like to just take and go right into this and have really long greenery on there. Let me go a little bit closer. See how that wisteria is? So look, citrus and green. I'm painting wet on wet. So what's fun is that as I'm sliding in here, I'm picking up some of the wet purplish colors. Okay. I'll move that so y'all can see. Look how rich those colors are. All right. This is mostly, I didn't design this super perfect, but this was to teach you how to do that choppy rose and how to do some leaves. Okay. So there we go. So this, I can just do a vine and just put some wisteria on it and maybe a few colored leaves, and you have a really beautiful painting. So I hope I inspired you. I want you to see that I did a little bit of Scruffy into like a baby's breath there. Look at all these little teeny leaves I put. There's a 6 and there's an 8. And so I've got all these different ones with some yellow in the leaves. And right in the center here, I can bring in, let's see, I'm just going to come in here with my little 8 and I'm going to put some citrus, little taps of citrus and maybe some white. Okay, but I can put some Juneberry in here too. All right, so I can put some green in here. I hope you enjoyed this afternoon. It was my goal to come in here and inspire you to come join us. Really need you to subscribe, please, and then come join One Stroke Advantage when you can. And also know that what you do get are these little videos that I pop in and do. This is all teaching you. This is a study on strokes. One stroke painting. I created this when I was raising my little ones, and I didn't get to go to classes, and I wanted to learn how to paint so bad. And so I sit at my dining room table and painted so much that I created a new technique of blending, shading, and highlighting, and layering one stroke on top of another to get flowers. All right, so there you go. I hope you guys had a good time. Thank you, Miss Robin. I said I need to take a bunch of these paintings and sell them off to everybody at a very cheap price, so you feel like you have one of my pieces. Does that sound fun? Or maybe I can auction them off so somebody can come to convention that couldn't afford to come. Our convention is so much fun. If you have any way to try to make it there, we will just scoop you up and make you feel like you have always been our friend. And we have fashion shows, lots of wonderful food, and lots of friendship and creativity. So it's in the end of July. Go check it out. And there are some fun projects that I can show you a couple that, here's just a couple that we're going to do. Okay. This is a day project that I want to show you how to make something that looks realistic, but very simple. And I go baby steps with you to be able to do that. And so it's country charm. So that's one of them. And look at this one. This one's a fun, quick one that we did. But he looks like he's going to be hard. I know. Okay, Melissa, we need to talk. Got to somehow get you there, girl. All right. So see the cow and the eyes. I use daubers to do the eyes. It's just real quick and fun. And then I have a stencil to help you put the birds in here. And then we do simple strokes to make these hydrangeas. This is real simple. I show you the wood grain. We just fun, quick, and easy. These are just 3 of uh, some of them, and we have lots of other simple ones that we're going to do, but those are some that you're going, I don't know if I could ever do that, but we help you make that happen. Okay. And here's another one of those projects I did quick in one of our lessons. All right. So see the stencil in the back? It's the same stencil that I used here. All right. So there it is. And then really quick hydrangeas. These are bigger petals and these are bigger petals. But look at the difference in the color from this color to this color. What a difference, right? All of these are so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, guys. All right, I'm going to let you guys take a break. Who knows? I might pop on again. I'm trying to get more people on for June. So I've been popping in, and we've had funerals and crazy hospital stays and all kinds of stuff in May. So I haven't been on as much as I usually have been. They say I've shorted myself 8 videos. So you're going to get tired of me after this week. But how many more days do we have? We have at least one more day. All right. So love you guys. Hope I inspired you. Please come try to join us on One Stroke Advantage on my Donna Dewberry YouTube channel. Love you guys. And don't forget the special. If you're a member, your special's already better than this because you can get it on any, you can get 20% off any amount that you purchase. But this is the code to put in on my website, onestroke.com. And for a $50 purchase, you get $10 off. So come check it out. Thank you so much for being on, and I'll see you next time.